Is there a fountain of youth? Can we reverse the aging process? I am going to be 59 this year. The Super Bowl always reminds me of that, and I hate the Super Bowl for that. And I've discovered the 8 healthy habits that you can start doing today. I am Casey Ann Reynolds. I am a retired special education teacher. I retired from a toxic job. You do need to watch that video. And I am currently a certified personal trainer working on my health coach certification that will be launched. And there's Yuki. There, he actually does exist. Little cat with his asthma inhaler. Yeah. And I'll be launching that. I want to give this to ordinary people. Look, friends, no bleach blonde extensions. I don't have false eyelashes. I don't have any plastic surgery, and I am almost 60. And totally there is a medical disclaimer. I do strongly believe in the medical establishment, so make sure that you're following up with your medical practitioner, somebody that you're close to. It's all just common sense and healthy living, but yeah, you can have a pain-free life. Like, I wake up in the morning and feel like, bang, I'm 18 years old. That's a great feeling. Like, girls got guns, a flat belly, you know, big fluffy old hair, no wrinkles, and I'm almost 60. Friends, I'm almost 60, okay? You gotta know these secrets. You need to know them. It's super important, right? And also super important to live our best lives. Our number 1, avoid processed food. Mediterranean diet, don't let that scare you. I do all cuisines in my diet. I'll show you how. So that's number 2. What supplements I use, what I don't believe in, what vitamins I take, what I don't take in, what teas I drink, what I don't do, and also that I only eat 2.5 meals a day. That's a lot for number 3. It is. Okay, so that was the first leg of the stool, is healthy eating. The second leg, we're going on to physical activity. Physical activity, so number 1 is a job that you're physically engaged in. And this, as we get closer to 60, becomes more and more important, but you need to be physically engaged in your job. If you're just slouched over a chair all day long for 8 or 9 or 10 hours, that's not good for your health. And as you get closer and closer to 60, we need to reevaluate that so that you can get a job like I am, where you're very physically engaged. It's very important. Strength training is the most important of all the things. Okay, so that's number 5. Strength training is the most important thing you can do because you lose 18 pounds of muscle. Yeah, 18 pounds of muscle by the time you're 50. That's a lot. And then 10 to 15% of your muscle size and mass after 50 per year, and 1% of your bone density. So we got to do strength training. That's the most important thing. Fun and physically engaging, and you're engaged socially. That's perfect. But also, let's start developing hobbies. In the regrets of people who have been dying, that was the one thing they all regretted, that they hadn't developed enough hobbies. So our hobbies, I kayak, I hike, I cycle. Outdoor hobbies, getting that vitamin D, so important. Connecting, socially connecting with other people. Yeah, so important. Sleep. I myself almost had a stroke because I was sleep deprived, as healthy as I am. And that was such a wake-up call about sleep. I actually retired from a career so I could get more sleep. You know, when you have to wake up at 4:30 every morning and work 12-hour days, you're definitely not getting enough sleep. So sleep is critical. Number 8 is our happiness habits. You definitely want to watch my video on that one. So why you need to avoid processed foods. Okay, so here's a box of little pasta. Get you the ingredients. So you can see, I think main ingredient is wheat. Looks like there's some vitamins in there too, right? Okay, and so now we're gonna put in ramen noodles. Oopsie. Oopsie. Dang, that's a lot of ingredients. I don't even know everything that's in there, right? So there was a movie that was released in 1973. And we're Gen Xers. I hope we all remember this movie. It was called Soylent and Green. And the whole concept of this movie is that it was based on a book from 1966, the year I was born. And it was based on a book called Make Room, Make Room. No healthy food. And so the rich, healthy people got to eat all the good food, and the poor people were eating things called Soylent Yellow, Soylent Red, and they said, hey, friends, you could eat Soylent Green. Spoiler alert, it was like eating dead people and they're just grinding them up. Oh, I know. You didn't watch the movie and that's really gross. But unfortunately, our processed food diet is probably worse than eating up ground up dead people. Yeah, Nashville, we had a snowstorm and we shut down the city because we're terrified. We're gonna get 4 inches of snow. And I just needed to get the essentials in life. And guess what? I mean, I was looking at people's shopping carts and I had to say that there was not one real food in that cart. It was just so much chemicals and so much processed food. And we wonder why our fertility rates are plummeting. We wonder why the cancer rates are exponentially increasing amongst older and younger people. Okay, so I don't believe in diets. If you watched the last video, I don't believe in trying to lose weight. I believe in eating healthy, okay? And so if you can just do one thing, that is your homework. And that's a hard homework. It is really, really hard because we're gonna have to substitute some really yum, healthy food, and I'm gonna help you do that, to not eat processed food. So I say processed food, if you can just look on the back of any food label, and if it has say 5 or more ingredients, it's processed. And there are things that I do eat. That's kind of the 80-20 rule, is 80% of my diet is basically whole food. So like a sweet potato or a chicken breast or an egg or some organic cheese. It's a whole food, right? 80% of my diet is. And I do, because it's, we all are human, going to eat an English muffin or some naan bread for my pizza. But if the one thing that you take from the video is to stop consuming all those sugary drinks, that was homework from last video, and to stop eating all those chemicals. Like, look again. Look how many chemicals are in a package of ramen noodles. Again, I was a teacher to very wealthy students, and I was a teacher to urban students. And the wealthy students brought in nice, wholesome, whole food lunches, and the urban students, they just ate ramen noodles every night for dinner. They just ate processed food all the time, right? And their health was horrible. They're struggling with diabetes, obesity, struggling with behavioral issues, ADHD. And I am convinced from the bottom of my heart that the chemicals in our food, like Soylent Green, are killing us. They're killing us. So please, just stop eating it. Stop eating out. It does take food prep, which I will talk about in my next video. It's a big struggle bus. I know, because you have to make time for it, because you got to practice self-love. You got to practice self-love. You've got to make time to do food prep. Think about the 1950s. If you ate a diet from the 1950s, if you just ate a normal breakfast of fried bacon, eggs, sandwich, if you made your own bread, and just like meatloaf and mashed potatoes and lima greens and lima beans, you'd be healthy compared to our processed solvent and grain diet that we're now eating. So friends, I hope you love this video. Part 3 is going to be helping you navigate the Mediterranean diet. So you realize it's not really Mediterranean, it's got a lot of different cuisines in there that you can do. And love you. Thank you for all of your support. And I'm wishing you all peace, love, and joy.